What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, I just want to say if you're a fan of those legends of the game, then I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel. Also, guys, if this is content that you enjoy, I'd greatly appreciate if you'd posterize that like button. And in the comments down below, guys, let me know a legend you'd like to see me do a build on. I'd be more than happy to do that build for you, past or present, it doesn't matter. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So guys, before we start this build, I do want to say I've got some ideas, and I just want to run them by you guys before I actually do it. Would you guys be interested in videos about like rebuilds and things like that of teams using like the My League? Because it's something that I've been thinking about. I just didn't know if it would fit in with what I do here. But it's going to be things like answering NBA questions, right? Like one of the major things, one of the biggest questions is, well, what draft class is the greatest? So if we take all the draft classes that are considered great, like the top 4 or 5, and we put them in, on teams and put them against one another, see which ones, see which, draft class wins it all, see which one has, the best average over maybe like, let's say like a 10-year period, whatever the case may be, things like that, but also just turning around, historically bad franchises like Sacramento, Minnesota, Orlando, franchises that have, been bad for a really long time and haven't won really anything of significance in a really long time. Just things like that. It's just, I just wanted to kind of run that by you guys before I actually do it. Let me know in the comments. I mean, if you think it would be a good idea, a bad idea, whatever the case may be. And let's go ahead and let's get this build started, guys. So this is a request build for Michael Porter Jr. And, guys, there's a few different ways that you could do this. I mean, if you wanted to go like Hall of Fame finishing and Hall of Fame shooting, you certainly could. If you wanted to go with a little bit more finishing and a little bit less shooting, you could do that as well. But the one that I'm going to be going with is the one that is more shooting and less finishing, simply because of the height that we're going to be. And of course, anytime you're doing shooting in the build, guys, I would recommend, going with the speed. So we're going to max out our close shot. We're going to max out our driving layup, our driving dunk, and our standing dunk. And then for our shooting, we're going to max out our mid-range, our three-point, free throw. And we're just going to take our post fade up just 5 points, just to get that 20th badge, as you can see there. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our pass accuracy up and our ball handling up. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to max out our defense, our perimeter, our lateral quickness. We definitely want to max out our block because he does get some really good blocks. And then we'll go ahead and max out our steal, and then we'll put the rest on our defensive rebounding. So with this build, guys, it's pretty well rounded. You've got a lot of good badges. You got 12 finishing, 20 shooting, 19 playmaking, and 4 defensive and rebounding badges. So with this build, you're going to be very well-rounded, and you're going to be able to, affect the game a lot of different ways, which is always a good thing. So for the size, guys, it's really up to you. What you choose. It will, of course, be 6'10", and then 218. Now, guys, here, if you wanted to get some improvements to certain aspects, like maybe your defensive and your dunking, then I would recommend taking the wingspan up. Those are two things that you don't want to really focus on. You could just leave it where it is. But, because this is a Michael Porter build, and I feel like you should have dunking and you should have some pretty decent defense, especially shot blocking. I'm going to go ahead and max that out. Because, yes, it does take away from your mid-range and your three-point shot a bit. Guys, look, once you get this build maxed out, you're going to be 76 and 74 from the mid-range and 3. So you're going to be able to knock that down pretty well. It's just, I feel like you should have those things with this build. Now, you could also do this build at power forward if you wanted. It really depends on you and how you want to play. So, guys, for the takeover, you could do spot up or slasher, either one. For this build, we'll just do spot up. And you have built a pass first wing, which isn't technically, what we were going for. One way that you could correct that though, like if you just don't want that. I mean, that is a rare build. You don't see that a lot. But if you did not want that, you wanted, just something completely different, then what I would do is I would just go ahead and, I would just take this up to 60 and put the rest of these like here and maybe here. Stay the same, 610. Well, why am I taking the weight up? I don't know. 218, and we'll just max that out. Now, see, with this, you do lose that playmaking, but that's fine. You've got the two that you're going to be choosing from anyway. We'll just do spot up shooter. And with this one, you build a rebounding wing, which is another rare build, but it's not necessarily what I would consider Michael Porter Jr. So either way, guys, I mean, it's going to play very well either way. Either they play very similar. Now, as far as badges goes, guys, like I said, these are more or less just a suggestion. These are just the badges that I played with that I really enjoyed. Of course, fearless finisher. You could do grace under pressure if you play around the basket a lot. I feel like limitless takeoff is a good one. Unstrippable is another good one on this build because you're going to be playing with the ball in your hand a lot. So if you do that, having unstrippable, could be a good thing. Lob City is also a really fun one to play with, guys. If you're going to be someone you're going to go for a lot of lobs, that is a really, really good badge to choose. And, Rise Up is just a good one. If you do play this at the 4, Rise Up is going to be one that you definitely want. And you could certainly play this build at the 4. Now, for this one, of course, we're going to go Hot Zone Hunter. We're going to do Limitless Spot Up. Those are two that I feel are definites. You definitely want those on any shooting build. Those are the two most important, I feel. Now, Corner Specialist is another really good one. You could do Deadeye. You could do Lucky 7, Circus. Whatever you want to do. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do these 5 badges here, all on Hall of Fame. Blinders, Corner Specialist, Deadeye, Hot Zone, and Limitless Spot Up. But if something else works for you, like if you, for instance, if you prefer catch and shoot, because catch and shoot's a really good one too, especially if you're going to be playing off ball like that. It's definitely a good one to go with. Now, for your one playmaking badge, guys, I would say hands down, it's Glue Hands. It's the one that I would go with. And then for this one, I would do Chase Down Artist because he is a good shot blocker. And because you are playing small forward, I would go Clamps, or you could go Interceptor or Intimidator, whichever. Those 3 badges right there are all really good badges. So it really depends on you and what you prefer. But yeah, guys, there you have it. I feel like this is a really good Michael Porter Jr. build. I think that the guy has potential to be a star in the league if he can get healthy and remain healthy. He's really good, and I really hope that that next season he can play a full season, and we could see how good the Nuggets can be with him and Murray and Joker. Because I'm telling you, with those 3 guys, I really think the Nuggets could be a force in the West. Just because of their ability to just spread the floor so well. And it would be really fun to watch. So I and I always like to see the best players playing, this time of year. But yeah, guys, I really feel like this is a good build. It's fun to play with, and it really represents Michael Porter Jr. really, really well. Now, you could also do green and red also if you wanted to. Either way works. I just wanted to go green and blue to get more of that athleticism and the dunking. But you could go either way, and either way works fine. But guys, definitely let me know, what you think about, doing like the the My League and the rebuilds and things like that, if that's something you'd be interested in watching. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd posterize that like button. If you like those legends of the game, then I would recommend subscribing to the channel. And in the comments below, guys, also let me know a legend you'd like to see me do a build on, past or present. It doesn't matter. I'd be more than happy to do that build for you. But with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.